Ach derech hamechkar al hamitas hayichud. He says, what is the method for investigating the true nature of God's unity? And what do we have to first know even before we begin investigating? Omar, ki kol dov shem bakshon dasoso. Anything that we have an interest in knowing about, or we seek out certain information, when we question whether it exists or not, so you first have to ask questions. You have to know what you're looking for. A person doesn't even know what the word unity of God means. Could you please explain? What does unity mean? And now that I haven't understood what it means, I'll begin researching unity, or try to secure what that means. So once you've verified the truthfulness of its existence, that it does exist, now you have to investigate it. You have to delve, first of all, what is it? There's such a thing called unity. You know, a person's looking for a needle in a haystack. But at least the needle is in the haystack. But let's say you look in the haystack, and first of all, you don't even know what a needle is. You don't even know what it is. So even if you come upon it, you're not going to know what it is. What is it? And why is it? Why is it important that you believe in the unity of God? To try to understand what is God, that's impossible. You know, is the way to prove that God is infinite. To understand what that means, it's not possible to know what that means. How could a finite person, any being which is finite, understand something which is infinite? It's not possible. Well, the way the Rambam and other Sfarim speak about God, you know, they say God is what we call pashtus. Person, a human being, the different organs which have different functions, and everything is departmentalized. You have the brain for the intelligence. You have the heart for this. Each part, you have the nervous system. God is one, everything. God is one entity. There's no part to God that from there, that's where emanates his intelligence. We wouldn't even know what that means, his intelligence, his knowing. What's his knowing rooted in? No, it's impossible to know. Does a God exist? Once it's been verified that he does exist, as a result of researching it, this entity, this power, is he one or is he more than one? Is there more than one power? Now what does one mean? What does the unity of God mean? There's one power. Well, he's going to discuss this. Right? There's one power. What does that mean, one power? You have one king. What does one king mean? You know, Rav Chaim Volozhin in Nefesh Chaim writes, we say in the Haggadah, Baruch HaMokom Baruch Hu. So the Chazal tell us, why is Hashem called Mokom? Because he's Mokom Shel Olam. Because he is the place of the world. What does this mean? Usually a location, you have a location, you put something on a location. You have a table. A table has a capacity to what? To contain things on its surface. That's its capacity. You put things on it. Okay? So that you have the table, and the object you put on the table has no relevance to the table other than being on the table. When we say the world, Hu Makom Shel Olam, he is the location of the world. Doesn't mean he exists, and now the world exists outside of him. It means much more than that. The world exists because every moment he wills that existence. If you have a table and you have nowhere to put the object, so therefore the object, and as a result of the object would be destroyed. So why does the object exist? Because you have a location to secure the object, to protect the object. But with God, it's even more than that. It's not only the object would be destroyed, nothing would exist. He's Makom Shel Olam. He is the cause of existence. Because every aspect of existence, he wills that aspect of existence. So why does anything exist anywhere? Whether it's terrestrial, celestial, the gal, wherever it is. Because he wills every moment that aspect of existence. He's Makom Shalom. He's the cause of all existence. That's a level of understanding of Yichud Hashem. It's one. Everything emanates from him. And if he should cease willing that it should be, it doesn't exist. That's the meaning of Hu Makom Shalom. That's already another level. I'm just saying, on a very simple level. Why does existence exist? Because he wills it. That's meaning Hu Makom Shalom. He's the cause of the existence. So now we have other questions, which are the difficult questions. If he's everything, so who are we? How does anything exist outside of it? Okay, that's something which is impossible for the human mind to even to fathom and to reconcile. On the simple level where we see things, right? It's like, you have a filament in a bulb. You have the electric current coming through. It heats the filament. It what? It glows. If you cut off the source of energy, it stops glowing. Right. God's the source. The source cease. It's like, you have one of these bubbles over a pool. As long as the air is pumped in, the bubble stays. The moment it ceases, just collapses. Same idea. That's a simple level. That's the extent we can understand things. Beyond that, we can't understand it. That God is one. Nothing exists outside of God. So how do we exist? Right? That's the difficult thing. That we can't understand. No, it's not possible to explain. How is it possible to explain? Could you explain has the future taken place yet? The future has already taken place. If God is one, that means God is already in the future. But how could God be in the future if the future hasn't yet taken place? So somehow we can't work. It's not possible to understand. The Rambam and the Hilchos Tshuva speaks about this. It's beyond the human mind. We can't relate to that. Because if you say the future hasn't taken place yet, so if that's the case, God is not yet in the future. So that means God is what has limitation. So God is in the future, but how can he be in the future if the future hasn't taken place? Tomorrow's not here yet, so how could he be already tomorrow? So we say, Ho Yehovah V'yiyah. God is in the future. It's all simultaneous. Even the past. God's still in the past. God's still in the past. Because if God's no longer in the past, again, that means God is contained now in the future. What about the past? The past is no longer there. To be continued. What does that mean? We are. So then it comes out we're only a figment of our own imagination. And even our imagination is imagination. So then who are we? What's the value of anything? It's like almost like a game. You think you are, but you're not. And even when you think what you are, even that is not. It's like you take something, you distort it, and you look at it and you think it's one thing, it's not that. I think this one is more difficult than the future. No, echod. No. The difficulty is that the future hasn't yet taken place. No, if the future hasn't taken place, how could God be in the future? God already has seen our decision that we will make in 20 years from now. But we haven't done that act. How could he see it? If we're not in the future, so how could... Tomorrow.